Alright, so this is week 2 of the tradeify 25K prop firm challenge. I am Jake. I'm a beginner trader. I work basically a 9 to 5. I work in construction, and this is just me documenting my journey on trying to become a profitable trader. I've spent most of this year trying to learn how to trade, doing a lot of paper trading. I had a live account for a while, and just to keep me on track and keep me authentic, I'm gonna start documenting every single day that I trade. So I just started a instant funding lightning account or something like that from tradeify. It was $250. You skip the evaluation phase, go straight to basically like a sim funded account. As long as you pass their rules, they have like a, let me see if I go back, return to tradeify. What do they got? They have a consistency rule that you got to be under 20%, minimum profit required $1,500, whatever, yada yada yada. We're pretty far from that. So basically my biggest profit day, which if we go back to the journal, so far is $747. There's some basic math that you could do in order to see when you get your payout. I'm pretty sure it's around like $3,500 I'll get a payout, as long as every single trade that I take from here on out is below $750, because that's the max profit trade that I have right now. I'll qualify for a payout, and so that is what we're aiming for. But more importantly, I just want to stay on track with my rules, become a good trader, profitable trader, do good with my risk management, everything that you have to learn. And I feel like prop firms are pretty scammy, and I don't think that you should get caught in the prop firm circle of just trying to get a payout and spending a bunch of money on these. But I do think that they install rules, and it is a good step between paper trading and having a live account. And so I was thinking about going live this month, and instead of doing that, I decided to go with the prop firm because I just didn't feel like I was ready. But I wanted to take the next step of something a little bit more to hold myself more accountable. And I also really like that tradeify has this trade journal that really just displays all your information, and it just seems professional. So far I like it. Obviously you'll follow along with the journey, and we'll see how it goes. So last week I profited $850 or so. Pretty good week. I'm not going to go over those trades. I'm just going to go over what happened today. Monday, I kind of had a busy morning, couldn't really stare at my phone the whole entire time, but not really excuses. I took a negative $130 loss. I'll go over the charts in a second, but basically part of being a good trader, I think, is going to be journaling every single day in order to instill the things that I'm doing right and the things that I'm doing wrong. So let's just go over it. I did not think this was a bad trade. I think when I was looking at the charts, there's a 5-minute bearish SMT. Price was super bullish all yesterday, all this morning. I knew that there's going to be some kind of pullback. I was targeting basically just like a 5-minute or 15-minute fair value gap that was lower. That would be a bullish confluence to bounce off of and move higher. But I also knew that we needed some kind of retracement. So that's what I was going for at market open, was trying to hit that retracement and cash out. And I just got in a little bit too early. I had the SMT on the 5-minute. Breaker structure did not occur yet, and I was trying to trade the NASDAQ. ES was the leading index in this case, and so I probably should have took a trade on the ES, but either way, the trade could have worked. So yeah, let's go jump onto TradingView, and let's see if I can just walk you through what I was going through. I'm gonna do the trade replay and market open. Where am I gonna go? I'm gonna go to 7:15 this morning. I'm West Coast time, Pacific time. So market opened at 6:30, which is right here on this green candle, and you can just see that price was just moving up even further. And so let's zoom out real fast, just go over like some of like what I was thinking this morning. So this is on the 1-hour chart. This is Friday afternoon, and then this was Sunday, and we're just tracking upwards, like no pullbacks at all for entries. So I figured that today you're going to get some kind of entry. Price is kind of moving down now, which is nice. But anyways, I have this 786 golden pocket retracement pulled. That's these blue and this purple line. Basically just like this range right here, just to kind of like indicate if we are going to continue higher. If we weren't going to continue higher, we probably would have rejected this purple line, but we got a 1 hour close above it. So I think that's pretty bullish. I would definitely, later this week think that these highs are going to get taken out. So coming into market open, I'm definitely like bullish on the week. Even though I was looking for shorts this morning, I know that the true direction is up, and that's like should be what you should be targeting. So we swept out these. This was like a 1 hour high at market open. Price was still going up. We're getting some action. It's starting to slow down a little bit as it was coming. Let's see if we could find what I was looking at. So obviously, like, this was not there before. We could take that off now. Basically, I was looking at this kind of, now we got like equal highs, but before we had like a little bit lower highs. So higher highs on the NASDAQ, and we were having lower highs on ES, just barely, but it wasn't necessarily breaking these highs. So that was basically a confluence of a bearish SMT, and then I was targeting these lows down here, but it was on NASDAQ. So I was targeting these lows as a first TP, and then I was looking down to these 1 hour lows for a potential second TP. And then if we swept these 1 hour lows, maybe these lows too, because they're pretty close, then that was, so at market open, I was hoping that we would go down, sweep both of these, and try to find a reversal off that to long for the day. And then just because of how bullish price action has been, but that didn't happen. Price kept going up, obviously. And so then I was looking for shorts, and I was targeting these lows just for a quick little play. So you get 5 minute break of structure right there. I think that should have been the entry. I entered early. I probably entered, let's go down to the 1 minute. Let's go back to tradeify. What do we have? I had a pretty tight stop loss today, which was good. Didn't really risk much. Average entry 631. So 6 minutes. Let's say what time? Open time 10:15. So 10:15 would be what? 7:15. Yeah. So on this big red candle down. So yeah, that's what I was looking at. So I saw the 5 minute bearish SMT. I had this low on the 1 minute break of structure right there. Kind of retraced, and you got to move up into this candle, and yeah, this is my train of thought. So I entered right here. Short position, let's just say I entered right here, whatever. I put my stop loss right underneath those wicks. And then that first TP was going to be down here. So, R to R is 3 to 1, which is pretty good. But anyways, my basis was we had that 5 minute bearish SMT, 1 minute break of structure. We had a retrace. I entered in pretty good position. Put my stop loss below the wicks because I thought that price probably wouldn't go above this candle. And if it did, then it was kind of like an invalidation already. Gave me a little bit of wiggle room for a push up, and I was just a little bit early, so took a loss on that. Let's go to that 5 minute, and I shouldn't have been trading NASDAQ. I kind of knew in the back of my head that this was the leading index. Not that I wouldn't have got stopped out, because if I would have entered in the same spot, if my stop loss wasn't above these wicks, then I would have gotten stopped out regardless. But I should have just waited. And then even on top of that, on this 5 minute, this is really what I should have been more patient for, was a break of structure on the 5 minute, which would have been right here. No, red, green, right? Low, breaking a low. Yeah, so we had this low, red candle, green candle, and then we had another higher low, red candle, green candle. And at a break, let me just erase this real fast. At this candle break, is when I should have just entered. Could have used kind of like double confluence and said that there's a 5-minute SMT and a 5-minute bearish SMT and break of structure on the 5-minute, and then just straight up entered. But in reality, I probably wouldn't have took this trade. And obviously, I was like kind of looking at the charts at this point, and you get that 5-minute break of structure. I like that. I was looking for a 1-minute retrace though, at least. You know, if we didn't really have any fair value gaps. But even if price would have came up here and like kind of retraced and then gave me like another green-red candle structure, and then, you know, you threw your low right there, that would have been an entry. Break of this, I would have entered. But I would have wanted price to be up here in that formation and not already down here, because look at that risk to reward ratio is just trash, and I'm not taking that. Even though price ended up playing out pretty beautifully. You know, there goes first TP. Kind of just nukes from there, I think. Then you would have hit second TP. Boom. So yeah, not a bad trade. It was just a little bit tricky. I could have been more patient. I should have been trading on the ES. But I didn't lose a lot, so that was good. That would have been, if I would have lost $300 today, I would have been pretty upset because I was stupid. And then once price got down here too, I was anticipating this, a move back up, truthfully. You get this sweep of that low, and then right there, you get 5-minute break of structure to the upside. And again, this is why this green box is right here, because I put this fair value gap because I wanted to see price come back into it. That would have been an entry, and I was just a little too hesitant because on ES did not come all the way down to this fair value gap right here, which is what I wanted to see price come down and do. And it was just pretty aggressive. It was like, went down there and then it just went straight back up. So there's your entry right there. I didn't want to take that. Obviously, it respected this fair value gap, which is cool, but I wanted to see ES come down here, and then I was hoping in return that maybe we would get a little more price action on NQ and like fill this gap all the way. It's maybe fake people out to the downside, get a more clear entry. Let's see on the 1 minute. Yeah, and then also like I was hoping maybe you'd get a pull back down, set a fair value gap on the 1 minute going down, and then you could get the inverse break of the fair value gap. That would have been my entry. And then it's pretty obvious that like we're just gonna take out those highs again. And so yeah, but that's basically the recap for today. Not a bad trading day. I'm definitely pretty happy with it. I just got to keep the momentum going. Tomorrow's no trade day. Try to end this week green, but like that could have been 2 green trades of like at least $700 if I was using 3 contracts on the NQ. Like I kind of is like what my standard is right now with this 25K account. But yeah, I mean that's it for the today, and I'm gonna try to do this every single day that I trade. Keep myself accountable. Really, these videos are for me to hopefully learn and still like my mistakes or like what I did good throughout the day in my head, because you're basically going over your whole trading day again. It's not like I'm talking while I'm trading or staring at my phone all morning. It's all of this is mostly going on in my head, and so I just think it's good to get it out and go through it, and I think it's gonna make me a better trader at the end of the day. So that's it. We'll keep you guys up to date on the prop firm challenge. I know prop firms are really popular right now, and like I said, I think that most prop firms are pretty scammy, but I do think that there is a place for them, and it could be helpful. And so we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see if we could complete this challenge and maybe get a payout. That'd be really, really cool. And yeah, we got these stats. Kind of see what's going on. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys later.